Rusty! Hello, we doing some yapping and maybe some sketching. I want to yap. But we can still work on this Leona here in the meantime as well. He's not finished. Yeah, I'm still slowly making my way through the main story. For Twist right now. Yeah, we got the shrouds here. Yes, we'll draw your husband. Your husbando. And my tablet is not plugged in. I am silly. I am also in a very Legend of Zelda mood too. I've been trying to finish Tears of the Kingdom. It's kind of been taking up almost all of my time. The story so far. They're getting started on the match. That's where I left off. I left off where they're explaining the match and their strategies for the, I forgot what they called it, but it's that one thing where they have to gather the magic stones, charge them, and then put them on like a pedestal or something. I forgot what it was called. Something like a maze, but not really. I don't think it was the maze one. It was similar to that. I'm just a little sad that the unnamed NPCs get characters, but then the named NPCs that are supposed to be just random background students, they don't have blacked out models. It's kind of weird. Also in the middle of part 5, 6. Man, I forgot. Why is my tablet not connecting? We just have an angry Leona face. We're staring at student 7, student 9. No, like they have names. These NPCs have names, but they don't have blank character models, and it's kind of weird. Cause you know how like background Night Raven college students they have like no eyes. We don't even get that. It's just NPC voice but no name. We don't see what they look like. Well, no body. We don't see what they look like. But there's like a Pomfiore student, I think an Ignahide student, and a Scaravia student that are part of like the team with Ruggy, Jamil, Azul, and Lilia. But we don't get to see them. He's hangry. Get Leona his katsu sandwich. Looks like he needs one. His hair isn't as messy as I think it is. It's kind of funny. We're throwing in the braids. I know I didn't draw them, but I think they look nice. Yeah, he needs it. It looks like he just woke up from a nap. And then we have that other Disney anime boy game. And by the looks of it, it is a different game entirely. I've seen some people try to compare it to Twisted Wonderland for some reason, but it's like, Nah, these are... This... You can't compare this to Twisted Wonderland. Especially just by default, all these characters are based on hero characters, so they're probably not going to be as interesting as the Twisted Wonderland characters, which are mostly based on villains. And also, it screams anime boy idol game, so... I don't think it's gonna be that well liked by Twisted Wonderland fans. Unless you want anime idol boys. I mean, we kind of had that with Twist so far with the anniversary, the Blazing Jewel outfits. But it's like, that was just for an event. Yeah, the vibes are totally different. I don't know why people are trying to compare the two. Anime boy. Yeah. Like, if people thought Twisted Wonderland was a Disney adult game or whatever, I think Sparklink is gonna actually be the Disney adult game, because that one really has, like, very obvious, this is based on the theme parks vibes. The overworld map in that game is a bit more on the nose. It's literally in the shape of Mickey Mouse. Yeah. That weird. Like, the first batch of characters they showed off was probably the worst batch of characters to show off. Honestly. Like, if you're basing characters on Mickey Mouse and Friends, they're probably not going to be as interesting. They're probably going to be, like, the most safest designs out of, like, all of the characters. Both are hunky anime boys, both very different. Yeah, it's different. That Sparklink game has the whole dreams come true and magic of friendship vibes, which is not really a part of Twisted Wonderland. It's like, yeah, dreams come true, magic is real, but also our main characters are a bunch of dudes who don't really get along very well. Like, they get along when they have to, but they don't really enjoy it. That's the thing. Like, these characters actively scoff at the idea of friendship. Both are hunky anime boys, both very different. Meanwhile, Twist, burn everyone. Friendship. Teamwork, what is that? Yes, it's just the vibes are different. So I don't think it's fair to compare the two. If anything, you have to compare the Sparklink game with other anime boy idol games in order to be more fair to it. In my opinion. Because Twist isn't really that much of a rhythm game anyway. It just has rhythm mini games, but it's not like a rhythm game. And the other one looks like it's supposed to be one of those, like, rhythm idol boy games. And then there's you, who befriends everyone. You slowly shows them that, hey, friendship does make the dream work. Teamwork does make the dream work. And yet they still scoff at it. They still think it's kind of cringe. I was like, the characters are played out a little bit more, like, gray in comparison to what the other game is trying to be, which is very on the nose. Although they are releasing the Monsters, Inc. characters for the Sparklink one, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. This one straight up has Pixar as part of its, licensing. I'm curious about that one because the silhouettes for that one look more interesting compared to the first batch of characters. But when you is in danger, oh, friendship is magic. Now I understand the power of friendship. Now I want more Monsters, Inc. I don't think Twist has a Pixar license. Which is kind of sad, because I think they do make offhanded references to stuff that are, like, related to Pixar stuff. But I don't think they're there yet with actually adding characters from Pixar. As far as I know, they only have a license for Disney characters so far. Then back to hating. We need Twist with Pixar characters at some point. Because I think we need some of those villains. Because I think Pixar villains in general were always kind of the more gray villains out of, like, the cast of, like, Disney characters that exist. They were always a little bit more on the complex side compared to older Disney villains. But I think my favorite's probably Syndrome. Combination of complex and petty. I can't be a superhero. No one gets to be a superhero. Where are we drawing now? Where are we drawing now? I need a Coco event. I want to cry. It'd be funny to throw the shrouds in a Coco event. Have them be a part of one of the most emotional Pixar movies ever. Sort of, yeah. The songs from Coco. Oh yeah. Bro became a villain because he got rejected. Basically. That's why it's like complex and petty. The concept of never meet your heroes combined with petty child antics. It's hilarious. That'd be both funny and sad. Exactly. It's rejection to the extreme. If they did Coco, they need a Hispanic. Yeah. My people. Sort of. I don't know. I still honestly don't understand the difference between Hispanic and Latino that well, despite being one of those. I don't know which one I am technically. I could be both, who knows? I am a mystery meat. I made two Coco OCs, one dead, the other alive. And it's the same thing. I think there technically is a difference. I think Latino applies more to, like, Brazil. Because it's like, it's not a Spanish country. But it's part of, like, that Hispanic Latino kind of thing. I think that was the difference. Like, Hispanic refers specifically to country with Spanish history attached to it, I guess. Is the best way to say it. And then Latino is, like, Portugal think, but like they're still very similar. That's why I'm like I still don't really know the difference. I don't even know where Puerto Rico lies. I mean, I know it's an island. But would it count as like I don't even know, man. I'm just yapping about how much I don't know. But that's not the point. I'm off topic. I'm trying to draw. Let's draw Jack. That one should be fun. He's already one of the more muscular characters, so that should be good practice. Can probably put some of my old JoJo skills into it. Except a little less exaggerated. You be changing your mind. Yep. But now I've settled on we're drawing Jack. I don't really need his face right now, but he's also one of those characters that has kind of a big forehead, but you don't really notice it that much. My next character on this sheet is probably going to be Rook. He's got a sleeper build. Also, I made it so the alive one is scared of singing. Aww. Or babe. I'll fix up his hair later, I don't really care. I just need concept of it. I have to remember his hair is not really that long. Like, I want to draw it long like that event card. It looked really good. Ah, dang it. I was just yapping about how I don't want to draw his hair too long. But he looked good with the long hair, too. And of course I made it an event. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I want to get back to my Winnie the Pooh one. But that'll probably be later. Jack looked so good with long hair. They all looked amazing with the long hair. I want another rerun of that event so we can throw in another character to get long hair. Like, extra long. Who would look pretty with extra long hair? I'm thinking. Kind of want to see Azul with, like, extra long, flowing hair. That'd be funny. Ribcage shape. Or maybe Malleus with extra long Rapunzel hair. I was gonna say Lilia, but we already saw him with long hair. Yeah, but I'm talking like ridiculous levels of long. Like riddles. I want to see another character have the Rapunzel length hair. Jamil would also probably look pretty with like extra long hair. I mean, he already has long hair, but like I'm talking ridiculous. Ridiculous levels of long hair. Azul with the pretty princess hair. Maybe even Rook. I think that would also be fun to see. Because we saw him with his long bushy hair, but like ridiculously long, elegant princess hair would be also interesting to see on him. Oh, and until my other event, I kind of got the characters from my Coco event. Ooh. Nice. It angled up more. It's gonna be hand on hip pose. Remember that contrapasta. Rook would be good, or a Pell. Yeah, a Pell. Oh, that'd be cute too. He's got a really pretty hair color too. I added Jade to my Coco event because I made him suffer too much. Always gotta make Jade suffer. That reminds me, in the main story when they're talking about like they're giving us like information on like the characters from Royal Sword Academy or whatever, and they're talking about Ryo. Jade and Floyd are talking about Ryo, and Jade says something about no, Floyd said something about like, I hate it when people. He had like a really funny hypocritical moment where it's like, I hate it when people bring other people down because of their emotions or whatever. And Jade's like, yes, it's very inconsiderate. Like they're talking about it like they both don't do that sometimes. Especially Floyd. Being inconsiderate about other people's feelings at the moment. That's Floyd and Jade. They don't care. It was a very funny moment. I'm just like, as if you two don't do that. Especially Floyd. It was funnier hearing it from Floyd because he does that. Like, he does something based on his emotions and then it has an effect on everybody else because they're like, no, please don't do that. Like, pushing the button. That is a very Floyd thing to do. Exactly. It's like, don't press the mysterious button. Presses the mysterious button anyway. It's like, I told you not to do that. But I wanted to do it anyway. You can't control me. You're not my mom. This looks more like it's leaning against something now. I'm fine with that. Let's just add a little ledge he's leaning on instead. There we go. Sort of. His hair is completely incorrect right now, but that's fine. And I don't think I made his head too big for his body like I've been doing for some of these. Floyd, don't touch the button. Floyd already touched it. I also like the fact that they acknowledge that the color red doesn't really show up well underwater, and that's kind of why Floyd doesn't recognize Rael right away. He just remembers he had a bright green tail fin, and that's about it. And then he's like, oh, now I remember this guy. Wow, that's some bright red hair. Because, yeah, fun fact, the color red doesn't really show up well underwater. And Floyd's nickname for Rael is Mahi Mahi. No wonder Floyd targets Riddle a lot. Ooh, bright red. I've never seen it this bright before. Cause science. I think Floyd has made a comment about Riddle's hair, though. I need to look at his face real quick. Jack, what are your eyes? There's like some eye shapes that I kind of struggle with drawing. It's usually the really square eye shapes. Also the droopy eye shapes. I struggle the most with the droopy eye shapes. Floyd is annoying to draw sometimes because of it. Jade, not really. Floyd, difficult. Well, even in Floyd's dream. He got them cartoony, silly eyes and that. It was so funny. I once saw some Jack that I once showed Jack to my friend, and she thought he was in OC. I showed Leona to my sister, and she clocked right away that is a dude. Because there's a tendency for some people to see long hair on an anime character, that's gotta be a lady. I think she also realized Phil was a dude right away as well. Like, she's familiar enough with anime to actually know the difference between an anime woman and a pretty anime boy. I don't think she still plays Genshin though, but she liked Genshin Impact. Because she liked the character designs. Zhongli was her favorite. I mean, I have showed my sister the characters from Twisted Wonderland, and she doesn't really like them. She's like, I would like Malleus if he didn't have horns. It's like, but that's the appeal of Malleus. He has horns. She's like, nah, I don't like it. He's got such a grumpy face. His hair is also hard for me to draw sometimes. Like, I have to actually be, like, focused. Especially because these animal character designs actually have, you know, one set of ears. Grump tsundere. Jack Howell is our favorite tsundere. My favorite slightly dorky tsundere. He loves his cacti. You love a man who gardens in his free time. I saw a video where it was like, you, who's your best friend? Me and Deuce. It was Ace talking and Jack won. It wasn't even a choice. Yes, friendship ended with a Deuce. Jack Howell is my new best friend. Jack Howell is now my bestie. He's a real one. the tsundere wolf who lets us stay in Savannah Plot and help stop Leona and Azul. He's like, I'm not gonna be involved in this, becomes involved in it anyway. I'm not gonna help you, helps out anyway. I don't need to do this, does it anyway. He is loyal to a fault. Even if he pretends he's not. It's kind of a similar vibe to Trey as well, where it's like, I'm not helping you, still kind of helps out anyway. Although Trey really tries to avoid helping other people. He's like, nope, I'm not getting yelled at again. That was traumatizing the first time. We are not friends, says you is their friend when they're in trouble. Actually, I think there is actually a chart of how many times characters refer to each other as, like, friends, and I think Kaleem is one of the characters that refers to people as his friends the most out of, like, all the other characters. It's like, of course, Kaleem. Of course he sees everybody as, like, a friend. He is such a good boy. Hold on, I want to see if I can find it. Like, who refers to people as friends the most? Kaleem just needs a friend after what happened with Jamil. Or was it Rook? I don't remember. Hmm. Well, I think I found something to do for tomorrow. But what would this list be under is the problem. Because I remember seeing it on a specific Tumblr blog, but they post a lot of stuff. Which I should look through it more. Especially when it comes to, like, character facts. Like, this Tumblr blog has a lot of them. I will find this chart. I know I saw it before. And I will find it. There's a lot of Azul facts on here. Because I remember there was also a chart of who swears the most, and I think Leona was on top of characters that swear the most. And I think at that time Trey had like no swears. That one's a funny chart to look at. Please, I must find this. Why must I look through and like so many things? It makes finding things harder. I don't know, I'll find it later. But there is a chart. There is a chart that exists. Tracking who swears the most and who calls who friend the most. Oh yes, I found it! I found the chart I was looking for! Eesh. I want to pop this out. We'll have a fun little detour real quick. Yes. The NRC friend list as of book 7.5. Malleus calls Lilia a friend in the new chapter, graduating out of the list of people who have never called anyone a friend. Malleus finally joined the list of people who call somebody a friend. And yes, Kaleem is at the top of this list. He has called Grim, you, Trey, Cater, Ace, Leona, Jack, Jade, Floyd, Jamil, Rook, Ortho, Malleus, Lilia, Silver, and his carpet, his friend. He's called almost everybody his friend. Azul's not on that list, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens eventually. Deuce is number 2 on this list. He's called Grim, Yu, Leona, Appel, Ida, Ortho, Silver, and Sebek, his friend, at some point. And Rook is number 3 on this list. He's called Riddle, Trey, Leona, Azul, Jamil, Vil, and Ortho, his friend, at some point. And then Ortho's number 4! My boy has friends! Ortho has called Grim, Yu, Riddle, Leona, Azul, Jamil, and Vil, his friends. That's so cute! Ah! And then Appel, Lilia, and Silver are all tied in calling at least 6 people a friend. Appel has called Grim, Yu, Ace, Deuce, Kalim, and Jamil his friends. Lilia has called Grim, Yu, Leona, Kalim, Vil, and technically Ida, but not really a friend at some point. Because Lilia and Ida still don't know they're online besties. I need them to realize that they are best friends at some point. Silver has called Grim, Yu, Ruggy, Kalim, Ida, and Sebek his friends. And then after that, Leona is here. And he's only called 3 people a friend, but probably in a sarcastic manner. And I'm not surprised that he's sarcastic about it. But I think he genuinely does consider at least Ruggy one of his friends. He called Kalim and Vil his friends at some point, but again, probably in a very I'm being annoying towards you kind of manner. Like, he's not genuine about it. You dancing cause they're almost everyone's friend. Yeah, pretty much. And then Trey has only ever called... Riddle has only called Trey his friend because, yeah, they grew up together. They're probably, like, the only 2 that are technically friends before Night Raven College. Lily and Ida need to know. Yes, they do. They need to know that they're online besties. Azul has called Riddle his friend. Ida has called Lilia his friend. But again, online only because they still don't know. And then Malleus has called Lilia his friend. And then Trey, Ruggy, Jack, Floyd, Vil, and Sebek have never really called anyone a friend so far. And what does it say for Jamil and Cater? Has never referred to anyone at Night Raven College as their friend. Has never referred to anyone as a friend. Ah. Okay. So Jamil and Cater technically just don't consider anybody in Night Raven College a friend. Interesting. And Leona has been called somebody's friend the most, which is honestly very funny. And obviously Grim and you, we're like everybody's friend. But I think it's funny that Leona has like a bunch of people calling him his friend. And Leona's just like, nah, I ain't friends with you people, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, Leona, you're not as mean as you come off. Jamil, I understand, the same with Katie. And then Jamil, Kalim, and Vil have the second most total of being referred to by somebody as a friend. Riddle, Trey, and Ortho are number 3. And Ace, Ruggy, Azul, Ida, Lilia, Silver, and Sebek are number 4 when it comes to somebody calling them a friend. Leona, I have no friends. Almost everyone is his friend. My friend, Leona. Like, who are you? Go away. Cater, Deuce, Kaleem, and Lilia have only ever referred to somebody once as their best friend. So Cater is here because he refers to Trey as his best friend, and other than that, he doesn't call anybody else a friend. Deuce has referred to you as his best friend. Kaleem has referred to Jamil as his best friend, and Lilia has referred to the mysterious Ravern as his best friend. Leona's a big softie. Best friends at my Raven College. Interesting. Jade refers to Riddle, Rook, Malleus, Grim, and you as like a best friend. Honestly, I kind of don't want to be Jade's best friend. He still scares me. And Rook has referred to Riddle, Jade, Malleus, Grim, and you as his best friends. And I think it's funny that Jade and Rook refer to each other as best friends. They're both weirdos. I love it. That is the funniest piece of information I have read. I need to find the swear word one. Swear word one was funny because I think recently Lilia joined the list. Mainly because of his past self. Everything he said as his past self is what put him on the list. He was a very rude boy in the past. I like Jade, but no best friend. He has Azul and Floyd for that. I don't think he considers them friends at this point. He probably considers them as family. Jade considers Azul, I think, as like extended family or a curiosity at this point. But he just hasn't admitted it yet. Again, the list is characters that have outwardly said, that is my friend. Whether it be sarcastic or not. Let me see. I'm going to find the curse word one, because that one was funny. It's like, yes, Leona is at the top, as expected. He is rude to people. He may be a prince, but he's not very princely. He does not care. I'd rather be best friends with Kaleem or Malleus. Yeah. They seem like the more friendlier ones, sort of. I mean, Malleus in his current state is a bit more friendly to be around. He's not as powerful anymore. Literally had to be nerfed by the plot. It's like, you're too powerful. Your emotions are getting out of hand. Whack. Now you're on equal playing field with everybody else. Let me see. I'm going to find this one. I will find the swear word one. As much as I love my husbando, I'd be besties with his rival. I think we're done drawing right now, so I'm just gonna swap it real quick. So that way I can kind of like close out of the art program. That'll probably help with the stuttering. If I close out of the drawing program. Oh no. Oh, wait, it's going. I was about to say, oh no, did I reach the bottom? It's taking forever to load. Please. I will find this. I will not give up. We need to know who swears the most. Get out of here. Making me take time out of mine. Making me take time out of my day. Eesh. We'll come back to that one though. Get out of here. Loser. If Kaleem or Ortho is a bit higher up there, that's gonna be a shock. Yeah. I will find this. Also working a bit more on my Robin Hood fan event and the shipping of Acenville. Aceville. Villis. You're coming up with a whole new name. Villas. Definitely an interesting combination. Yeah, I did that real quick. I had to get rid of a spam. But my computer is very slow, so it took long. And I just don't want that on screen. But don't worry, I can still see. I can still see you. I just wanted to get rid of the annoying things. We don't tolerate annoyance here. Ace is Robin. Yes, yes, he is. I remember you said that last time. I'm going to find this chart. I will find this chart. Ida describes Leona as a docile as an angry lawnmower. Docile as an angry lawnmower is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It's funny. Meanwhile, Rook, who is Little John, no fair. He doesn't get to be with his rule de poisson. Rule de poisson. Angry lawnmower. I guess Leona is as docile as an angry lawnmower. We have the Japanese self-pronouns. We have that list. Comparison of most birthday presents received and gifted. It's not what I'm looking for. Why can't these funny little charts be labeled under like a miscellaneous tag? Please, I'm begging you, Ray. I could have had you as Maid Marian, but nah. Nah, we gotta do extra. We're just a humble merryman in this event. Well, I will save this one for later. How many cards each character has. That'll be a fun one to look at. Mm. There's actually a lot of funny stuff in here. I'm probably gonna have to look at this better later and actually like review some of it because it's we got character facts and we got the silly little charts of like miscellaneous things. And also just comparisons between English and Japanese. This is a very fun resource blog. Kaleem, Floyd, and Roogie being merry men as Ace and Vil are in each other's cards. Cute. Ace dipping Vil in his card and Vil behind Ace in his card. Ooh, fancy. You love a dramatic dip. I'm going to find it. I will not stop until I find it. Because I think Ortho is on the list, but he's not that high on the list. From what I remember. I think Silver ended up being added to the list during part 7. Whereas before that, he was one of the characters that rarely ever had, like, improper, rude speech in his life. Ace took points from Rook. Rook was his mentor for this bit. Sometimes I forget that Vil is not that tall. And that he's usually wearing, like, 5-inch heels or something. Because I think he's actually supposed to be shorter than Rook, but because he wears the heels, he's not shorter than Rook. He's around his height. I forget that. Because again, he's always wearing heels, so he's always going to be, like, around Rook's height or taller than him. And then Ida's taller than he looks because he's always slouching. Bro's spine is broken like mine. I hope I didn't pass it. That'd be annoying. Oh no, I've been streaming too long. No! I just wanted to find the chart. I just wanted to find the silly chart. think this one is comparing the swears in the original anime versus the English dub, and Ace is #1 in both, apparently. Ace, man, what's your problem? You know when he stands up, crack. He's been shrimping for too long. I guess Ace is pretty up high on that list now that I'm looking. Because they did a comparison for, the anime in the original, Japanese and the English translation that's close to the original dub, and then the English dub where Ace is just all the way at the top. Ace does not hold back, apparently. But I think Leona was still at the top of, like, the game chart for who, like, swears the most. And or has, like, rude, speech patterns. Maybe tomorrow? Yeah.